Valve addresses TF2 unusual hat glitch, and Apex Legends announces a brand new limited time game mode. All that and more. My name is Ethos, and this is Free to Play Weekly. First off in the news this week, it seems like we're well past the era of MOBAs, and that's why this news comes a little bit as a surprise from a Chinese developer, Rampage Games, announcing a brand new MOBA for PlayStation 4. The flashy reveal trailer shows off the characters and a little bit of gameplay, giving you an idea of what to expect in this type of MOBA. All the usual MOBA elements are there: lanes, towers, minions, an item shop, and 4 ability hotbars, and so on. So what makes Genesis stand out? As mentioned, it's only on the PS4, and Rampage Games touts joystick controls as a benefit of that. More unusually, there's also a PvE campaign mode, filled with quote-unquote epic storytelling, that utilizes QuickTime events and increasing difficulty levels, which will require a solid team and good hero control to win the day and the loot. You can learn more about Genesis on their official website, and you can also pre-register to receive a hero trial card bundle and 200 Genesis credits, which we'd assume is the real money currency. Genesis launches mid-August. A couple of weeks ago, a bug introduced into the latest Team Fortress 2 vastly increased the drop rate of unusual rarity hats from loot boxes. As a result, Valve disabled item trading, so as to prevent players from accumulating a bunch of rare hats and trading or selling them off for profit. Last week, Valve implemented a fix for these issues as described on the TF2 blog. The first unusual hat obtained by an account will be tradable, but any acquired after the first one will not. If you decide you don't want to keep any of those non-tradable hats, you can receive a refund, receiving the full price paid for any hat, crates, or keys bought on the Steam Community Market or Manco store. Valve also noted that many players who opened bugged crates and got unusual hats may have been concerned that they would face punishment for acquiring one, and thus deleted the incriminating items, believing, apparently, that Valve wouldn't possess a record of who opens and deletes everything in the game. Regardless, such worries were unfounded. Quote-unquote, "You didn't do anything wrong," Valve said, so hats from bugged crates deleted before the tradable date will be restored to your accounts with the same restrictions described as above. Full tradability and refunds will be implemented in about a week's time, which should be sometime before the end of this week. Solos are coming to Apex Legends, for a limited time at least. Respawn Entertainment announced the brand new mode via Twitter last week, including a teaser video and including some skins, with a starting date of August 13th. According to the teaser video, the mode will last until August 27th, although players on Twitter are already asking for it to become a permanent thing, and they haven't even played it yet. But it does seem like they might actually get their wish. Following the Twitter announcement, Respawn's community manager dropped a post on Reddit noting that once the new mode went live and players had a chance to experience it, the devs would talk more about it. And in additional Apex Legends news, it seems that fans that were intending on catching bits of this past weekend's tournament on ESPN and ABC were going to have to look elsewhere. Unfortunately, the media company had decided to forego airing the game in response to the most recent round of public shootings in the United States. Notice of this decision originally came from Rod Brussel's Twitter, which he posted a letter from ABC explaining the decision. It was later confirmed in a response from an ESPN spokesperson to Rock Paper Shotgun. The spokesperson noted that the decision was made out of respect and seemed the prudent thing to do. Neither channel was planning on airing the entire tournament, but instead would have aired highlights on Saturday and Sunday. Interested fans still should have been able to watch this on EA's official Twitch channel, however. And finally, Han Solo once said, "Never tell me the odds," and he was only trying to navigate an asteroid field, but I'm pretty sure he would have liked to see the odds of gaming loot boxes. But he, like everyone else, will soon be able to know these odds when it comes to loot boxes in console games. Following last week's workshop with the Federal Trade Commission, the Entertainment Software Association, the ESA, made a statement saying that the 3 major console manufacturers, Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft, will require game developers to quote-unquote disclose information on relative rarity and probability of obtaining randomized virtual items. Major publishers that are a part of the ESA, including Activision Blizzard, Bandai Namco, Bethesda, Bungie, Electronic Arts, Microsoft, Nintendo, Sony Interactive Entertainment, Take-Two Interactive, Ubisoft, Warner Bros. Interactive Entertainment, and Wizards of the Coast will also adhere to such disclosure requirements, not only for console games, but for PC games and other games delivered outside of the platform. The timeframe for implementing these measures will be no later than the end of 2020, hopefully. All of this comes in the wake of nearly 2 years of intense scrutiny over loot boxes that really kicked off with the release of Star Wars Battlefront 2 and has led to proposed regulation in some US states and firm legal action in other countries, as well as other rumblings of regulation across the world. It's a compromise, no doubt, that the video game industry is being forced to make so as to avoid stricter regulations and even more losses in the United States and abroad. Questions still remain about how these odds will be disclosed. They should be in-game and very obvious as you're making a purchase, though I wouldn't be surprised if there's going to be some obfuscation involved. But game developers and publishers have over a year to figure out how to get it done. While the list provided by the ESA includes some of the biggest names in the industry, it's worth noting who wasn't mentioned. I'm not sure if the list at the bottom of the page is exhaustive, but it includes Tencent, NCSoft, Square Enix, Epic Games, and Riot Games, to name a few. Those are likely some of the companies that the ESA is referring to when it says many other ESA members are considering a disclosure. And then there's Valve, which, while not listed as an ESA member, exerts a huge influence on the gaming community via Steam, effectively making it a fourth console manufacturer in a weird way, alongside Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft. If Valve committed to the same changes that these companies have and required it of games on Steam, it would be huge, affecting potentially tens of thousands of games. At the very least, that pressure will be there. And that moves us on to the question of the week. With the news of Apex's solo mode coming soon as a limited time event, let me know your thoughts in the comments below about the solo mode entering Apex Legends, and do you think it will be a great addition with Apex Legends, or do you think that the way the game is built, it may not actually end up being very good? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. And that's it for this week's Free to Play Weekly. Don't forget to check out mmobomb.com for giveaways and the latest news. My name is Ethos, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out, everyone.